I want you guys to mark your calendars and remember today, because this day is the day. This is the moment. And Terence Bud Crawford, he just planted the flag in that moment. It's the boxing revolution.
Ain't paying your ass shit.
Terence Crawford, arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, is drawing a line that no one saw coming. He has made it crystal clear he is not cutting that check for $300,000, and he is absolutely not apologizing to anyone. For Bud, this goes way deeper than money or sanctioning fees. It's about principle and respect. He's staring down the powers that be, willing to risk it all to prove that his integrity is not for sale.
It's free! How you love that? $180,000. Free! How much your belt cost? I wonder, how much your belt cost? Huh? I don't see no receipts on your belt. It's crazy. Y'all be having so much taxes on these belts. You got some nerves. It's crazy that you can sit up there and have all these belts. You know, you got the WBC silver, the WBA intern, the whatever belt y'all got, and you taxing these fighters every time they fight, and you claim that you for these fighters. You're not for these fighters. You probably worse than the promoters. But hey, I wish you the best, you know? I wish you the best, you and your company.
The headlines exploded this morning. Terence Crawford has been officially stripped of his WBC super middleweight title. But if you think this is just a boring administrative error or a missed deadline, you are missing the real story. This is a full-blown rebellion. Crawford didn't just lose the belt, he threw it back in their faces with a viral rant that has exposed the dark, greedy underbelly of boxing politics.
Mauricio, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because everybody in the world know you was going for Canelo. You was mad that I beat Canelo. It's okay. It happens, you know? But if you a real fan of the sport, you would have, you know, said congratulations instead of having that little smirk on your face, all mad and pouting. But listen though, you should have took the money and you should have been thankful and grateful that I was rocking your belt around as your champion. As your champion, the WBC champion. The undisputed champion at that. But you want to make it about you. You want to say, oh, well, you stripping me. Like, I've been stripped before. The IBF just stripped me when I was at 147. Doesn't matter. I'm still considered the undisputed champion. I'm still the champion in the division. Because you know why? The only belt that's recognizable as the champion is the ring belt, baby. That's the #1 belt in the division. That trumps all belts.
To understand why Crawford is so furious, we have to look at this from the perspective of the man who took the belt away, WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman. According to the WBC, they were actually the good guys in this scenario. Usually, when a fighter wins a massive unification bout, the sanctioning bodies take a hefty cut of the purse, typically around 3%. On a $50 million payday, that fee would have been astronomical, easily clearing $1 million just for the privilege of fighting for the green belt. Sulaiman claims he pulled strings to do Crawford a massive favor. He went on record stating that the organization agreed to slash the fee down to just 0.6%. In their eyes, asking for $300,000 from a $50 million pot was a bargain, a friendly handshake deal to help the fighter out. Sulaiman sat by the phone expecting a thank you note or a wire transfer. Instead, he got total radio silence. When the deadline passed and the money didn't show up, Sulaiman publicly called it a slap in the face, claiming that Crawford's refusal to pay wasn't just about money. It was a personal insult to the organization that championed him.
We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need. And it is just regrettable. Not even a thank you or I'm sorry, taking a different route. No response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved.
Terence Crawford, however, sees that favor as nothing more than a shakedown. In a video response that is currently racking up millions of views across social media, Crawford looks directly into the camera lens with genuine rage. He isn't reading a PR statement, he is letting loose. His argument is simple but damning. Why is the WBC so special? He reveals that he paid the sanctioning fees for the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA without a single complaint. Those organizations accepted his payment and let him move on. The WBC was the only one holding its hand out for more. Crawford asks the question that every fan is now thinking, who the f*** you think you are? He accuses the organization of having an ego problem, believing they are superior to the other governing bodies. To Crawford, this wasn't a discounted fee. It was an arbitrary tax applied simply because they knew he had just cashed a massive check. He refused to be bullied into paying a premium just because the belt is green, telling Sulaiman plainly, "I won't apologize."
You know, I see Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something for sanction fees, right? Then he gonna tell me I ain't even apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am? Boy, you better slap your fucking self. Ain't paying your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies? Huh? Answer that question. What makes you better than the WBO, the IBF, or the WBA? Everybody accepted what I was giving them. But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. The fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt.
The rant takes a darker turn when Crawford shifts the focus from the dollar amount to the morality of the system itself. This is where the script flips from a contract dispute to a class war. Crawford points out the brutal reality of the sport. He is the one taking the punches. He is the one risking permanent brain damage, putting his life on the line every time the bell rings. Meanwhile, the officials demanding these fees are watching from safe distances, living lives of luxury funded by the blood of the fighters. He paints a vivid, infuriating picture of boxing executives flying on private jets, sleeping in five-star hotel suites, and dining on the finest food, all while the athletes are the ones suffering the physical toll. He compares the sanctioning bodies to a corrupt government, taxing the workers to feed the lifestyle of the elite. When he says, "You better slap yourself," he's channeling the frustration of every boxer who has ever felt exploited by the suits in the boardroom. It's a powerful moment because it stops being about $300,000 and starts being about respect for the human cost of the sport.
That don't even make sense. I'm the motherfucker that's putting my life on the line, not you. You ain't stepping your motherfucking ass in that ring. You or nobody else. You or nobody else. So why should I have to pay to carry your belt? You should be paying me. If you want to be truthful, you should be paying me. I don't see it. It irks my nerves how this dude gets on a plane, gets a hotel suite. Him and his buddies, they go out to dinner, 5-star meals, all that, you know, and guess who got to pay for it? Us fighters. We paying for y'all to come out here, have the time of y'all life, stay in the best hotels of y'all life, and it's all done on our dime. It's done on our dime. Do that sound right to y'all? It's crazy, ain't it? We the one out there getting battered, knocked upside our head, and every time we step foot in the ring, we gotta pay them a sanction fee like they the government. We getting taxed. It's crazy.
Perhaps the most damaging part of this entire saga for the WBC is how Crawford devalues their product. For decades, the green belt has been marketed as the ultimate prize in boxing, the one everyone dreams of holding up. But in one 3-minute video, Crawford dismisses it as a meaningless trophy. He tells them they can come take it back because it's just a piece of metal and leather that costs too much to maintain. He then pivots to the only belt he says actually matters, the Ring Magazine belt. His reasoning is hard to argue with. The ring belt represents lineage. It represents being the undisputed best in the weight class. And crucially, they don't charge sanctioning fees. By holding up the ring belt as the true symbol of a champion, Crawford is telling the world that you don't need to pay the alphabet organizations to be great. It's a marketing nightmare for the WBC, suggesting that their approval is something you buy, not something you earn.
So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit. The fucking real belt is the ring belt, which is free, motherfucker. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanction bodies because you feel like you better than them. How in the world all the sanction bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy anyway. The fuck am I paying you every time I step foot in the fucking ring?
Of course, Crawford has a theory about why this is happening right now, and it involves the man he just beat, Canelo Alvarez. Crawford accuses the WBC of playing favorites, specifically pointing to the saga of David Benavidez. For 2 long years, Benavidez was the mandatory challenger for the WBC title, waiting for his shot at Canelo. The rules say Canelo should have been stripped for not fighting him, but the WBC let Canelo hold the belt hostage without penalty.
Now, since Canelo is no longer a belt holder coming into his next fight, a fight that's still expected to make a lot of money due to Canelo's popularity and ongoing contract with Riyadh season, this means that for the first time in 7 years, not a single sanctioning body will benefit from Canelo's earnings. So the sooner Canelo becomes champion again, the better for them. But for the time being, they'll have to rely on Terence Crawford as their sanctioning fee provider. These sanctioning bodies make a lot of money from Canelo being their champion. Like, why did you think there wasn't any pressure coming from them when Benavidez was Canelo's mandatory? It's because if Canelo lost, then they'll have to rely on Benavidez and his $7 million purses. And if they decide to bully and pressure Canelo, and Canelo says, you know what, screw it, and decides to vacate the belt instead, then it's the same thing. They lose the benefit of a Canelo payday.
Now, the moment Crawford wins that same belt, he gets stripped instantly over a fee dispute. Crawford calls this out as favoritism, Saad. He believes the organization is bitter that he derailed their golden goose. In his mind, Sulaiman and his team were secretly rooting for Canelo, and now that Crawford has upset the cash cow, they are punishing him with strict enforcement of rules they were happy to ignore for the Mexican superstar. It paints a picture of a rigged system where the rules only apply to fighters the organization doesn't like.
Terence Crawford had an issue with the WBC this morning. They stripped him at 168 pounds. He was complaining about sanctioning fees and things like that. Just what are your thoughts on that whole issue?
¿Cuál es tu opinión de lo que pasó con Terence Crawford por la mañana, que lo dejaron sin el cinturón de la CMB por no pagar la tarifa del cinturón?
Bueno, es algo que se tiene que cumplir, como el protocolo de antidopaje con BADA, pero bueno, él sabrá por qué no quiso pagar.
Look, it's something that it just has to be done, like any protocol, like BADA, for example, right? So it is what it is.
However, before we paint Crawford as the perfect martyr, there is a twist in this story that his supporters might have missed. As the internet debates this fallout, some sleuths on forums like Reddit have pointed out a specific detail about that $300,000 fee. Reports suggest that a significant portion of that money, allegedly around $225,000, was designated for a specific fund, the WBC's charity for retired boxers.
This is exactly what we're talking about. Fighters, don't adhere to these rules, don't pay these fees, don't do it, don't fall for it. And then I see in the middle of the show, Nick Khan is on Pat McAfee's show kind of saying the exact same thing, saying that, look, this is a perfect example as to why. I think the quote was something like, what was the quote? I saw it here moments ago. Golly, I saw it. Does anyone have it? There was
the quote is, what we're looking to do with the Muhammad Ali Revival Act is presenting a different option for boxers. We'll have our own ranking systems and the champion will fight the number one contender. Let's do things in a credible way. So they're trying to organize it in a way that, there's one singular belt, there's a ranking system, UFC style.
This adds a layer of complexity to the drama. The WBC has a program designed to help former champions who have fallen on hard times, often struggling with health issues or poverty. If the fee was indeed earmarked for that cause, Crawford's refusal to pay looks less like a stand against corporate greed and more like a refusal to help the pioneers of the sport. The WBC hasn't loudly played this card yet, but it's the one counter-argument that could damage Crawford's reputation if the public turns on him. Is he fighting corruption, or is he just being stingy with money that could have helped suffering fighters? Ultimately, this blowout is about more than just one belt or one fee. It's a signal that the power dynamics in boxing are shifting. During his rant, Crawford explicitly references Turkey, a nod to Turki Al-Sheikh, the Saudi advisor who has recently been pumping massive amounts of money into the sport to make big fights happen. Crawford is suggesting that the old guard, the traditional sanctioning bodies with their fees and politics, are becoming obsolete. He expresses hope that this new influx of leadership and money will clean up the sport and remove figures like Sulaiman who ruin the sport with these antics. It's a bold call for a revolution. Crawford is betting that in this new era of super fights and massive direct paydays, fighters don't need the WBC as much as the WBC needs the fighters.
Turkey, I hope y'all get that done, man. I hope y'all get that done so we can all see, people face like this guy, go away from boxing because they ruin this sport with all these antics that they do. They got they ranking systems when people be mandatories for years, like Benavidez. They don't strip these fighters, but I give credit to the IBF. They stripped me. They ain't even give me time. They stripped me, pop me. Even though I wasn't, coming back down the way, but they handled their business. They did what they were supposed to do. The WBC, you ain't never see them strip no Canelo.
So, where does this leave us? The record books will show that Terence Crawford was stripped of the WBC super middleweight title in December 2025. But as Crawford said himself while laughing at the camera, history has already been made, baby. They can take the physical belt out of his trophy case, but they can't erase the footage of him defeating Canelo.
Yo, Tim Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the damn rest. Hey, this Terence Crawford is going on. But they all missing it. He missing it too. This ain't about no damn WBC. I'm gonna keep the buck with you. Oh, I want y'all to think, man. I told y'all, this the channel to make y'all think. This about Hamza Shiraz. It's about him getting a strap. That's what this is about. Whose guy is that? Who guy is that? Think about it. That's what this is about. It ain't about the money. It's about Hamza Shiraz. It's about Shiraz getting that belt. Yeah, without having to go through Crawford. That's what this is about. Oh, think about it. Anyways, that's my time. Tim Desert Storm Bradley, you already know the damn rest, and I'm out.
Crawford is betting his legacy that the fans know who the real champion is, regardless of what trinkets he wears around his waist. He walked away with $50 million, his pride, and the Ring Magazine title, leaving the WBC with a vacant belt and a public relations disaster. It forces us to ask, in the modern era of boxing, do the belts make the fighter, or does the fighter make the belts? Crawford has certainly made his choice. So, that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.